All right. One of the things I want to mention here, because I think it's an overlooked aspect, is this is not just about English, but it's about all human languages. The truly large language models are trained on all languages. So you can use GPT to say, hey, answer this question, but respond in a different language. Or I could ask it in a different language. So I could say, going back to my example here, let's get rid of these answers that we had. And I could say here, complete this sentence in Mandarin. And let's submit that. Whoops. A little bit smaller. Ugh. Back to GPT 3.5. All right, that's complete nonsense. Get rid of that. And now, my result is being displayed, presumably correct, I don't know, in Mandarin and simplified Chinese, even though the question I asked was in English. Now, that in itself is very, very interesting. What this means is that you can do anything in your applications where you're using AI and make it available to anyone around the world in their native language. That to me is a tremendous benefit that you get out of this, because you could have an application that is entirely based on just the English language, but you then hire people who are more comfortable in, say, I don't know, Spanish or German or obscure languages, and they can say, oh, but respond to me in my own language. Or I want to ask a question in my language, but respond in English. I want you to generate some marketing text. Here is my Spanish question for you, and here's what I want to say, but create me some English output. This interchangeability of languages, to me, is probably one of the most overlooked aspects of these AIs and how I can engineer my prompt. So I have now kind of moved to a way where I say, okay, well, most of the time when I'm dealing with data, it's English, or when I'm dealing with documents, they're English. Therefore, when you ask a question, I don't care what language it is in, but first turn it into English internally, then I do my stuff, and then respond in whatever the desired output language is, and it just works. So that's kind of a really cool aspect that often goes overused.